Maybe the reason why Elijah remained in a state of depression and hopelessness for so long is because he spent so much time focusing on his problem instead of focusing on the problem solver, which is God. You see, God loved Elijah so much that he was willing to take care of Elijah's needs, even when he was headed in the wrong direction in life. I mean, Elijah went to sleep. He woke up to a continental breakfast. And then an angel was there encouraging him to arise and eat. Don't miss this. Elijah was headed in the wrong direction. He was fearful of death by the hands of Jezebel. He was walking in doubt and hopelessness instead of faith and confidence. But in spite of that, God still took care of him. Oh, somebody missed a good place to shout, because if the truth were told, you haven't always walked in faith. You haven't always dotted every I and crossed every T. You haven't always found yourself in the right place. You haven't always resisted temptation when it came knocking on your door. But the reason you ought to give God praise is because in spite of what you did, God still provided for you. He still put food on your table. He still put strength in your body. He still put a roof over your head. You deserve punishment, but God still gave you provision because he wanted to love you back to himself. Y'all, there ought to be something about the goodness of God that causes us to give God praise, because in that moment, we're not worried about our bills. We're not worried about the prescription costs. We're not worried about food insecurity. In that moment, we're focused on giving God the praise and the glory that he deserves. I believe that giving God thanks, that lifting him up, is the perfect remedy for hopelessness. You see, hopelessness focuses on what you don't have, but thanksgiving focuses on what God has already done for you. And every now and then, you need to tally up the score, and you'll discover that all of my good days outweigh my bad days, so I won't complain. When feelings of doubt, despair, and disappointment come upon you, here's what you got to do. You just start telling God, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to see another day. Thank you for helping me pass that exam. Thank you for giving me my current job. Thank you for allowing me to retire. Thank you for giving me reliable transportation. Thank you for sending your son Jesus to die for my sins. Thank you for giving me a reasonable portion of health and strength. Thank you for providing my every need according to your riches and glory. Thank you for giving me peace when all hell was breaking loose in my life. Thank you that no weapon formed against me shall be able to prosper. Y'all, it's hard to remain hopeless when you take a moment to calculate the faithfulness of God in your life. Is there anybody that know God has been faithful in your life? Has he ever made a way for you? Has he ever turned things around for you? If God has done anything for you, you ought to take a moment and give the Lord glory. You ought to lift him up this morning. I love our praise team. Our praise team is the bomb, but I don't need a praise team to give the Lord praise. All I need is a memory, because when I think about the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done for me, my soul cries hallelujah. Thank God for saving me. Can I get a witness in here? Does anybody have a memory? Can you go through the archives of your mind and remember the goodness of God in your life? If you can remember it, give the Lord praise this morning.